You are listening to chartingwealth.com for Tuesday, the 23rd. That's the 23rd of June, 2015. It is great to have you with us. This is what's happening in the market as we ended the day on Monday, the 22nd. What we see on IYY is a continued up move. We ended the market with a nice climb for the day. We're looking at the 2-day chart as we always do, and we are going to be able to construct a very decent, and in fact, those of you who are watching on video will see me draw a trend line for us. We're going to be able to construct a pretty decent trend line very quickly here, and we've got two candles connected. We'll see how the rest of the week flows. We have the MACD attempting to cross over going up. It looks like it's getting very close to doing that. It has not done that yet. The derivative oscillator lost a lot of momentum today, so it is still in the negative but trying to move positive. So let's see what the morrow brings. And what we will do is look at the 4-hour chart. What does it tell us? Well, we see on the 4-hour chart a nice up move in the morning and a down move in the afternoon. For the total market, it was a 0.71% increase, almost 0.75% increase in the market. Again, then this is the total market, so this includes everything, all the stocks. That's where we ended the day today on the 4-hour chart, which is, of course, the half-day chart. Now, let's take a look at SPY. That is the Standard & Poor's 500. Very similar, although not as close with a crossing over going up on the MACD, but you do see that we have two candles moving up. We have an old trend line that we need to get rid of at this point. We will redraw that, an old downward facing trend line. We'll see if indeed the up moving pattern will be acknowledged. It is not in an up move yet. It's trying to do that. Two up candles on the past two-day charts. So that's for 4 days, or going on 4 days. And let's look back on the S&P 500 on the 4-hour chart. And what do we see? Very similar to what we saw on the IYY, the total market. We saw an up move in the morning, bit of a down move in the afternoon. Overall, up about 0.5%. Now let's go back to the 2-day chart, and we're going to look at the Qs. What do we see on the Qs again? Up moves. We've broken the old down move, or trying to. It's not happened yet, but it is in the process of happening. And I've just redrawn our trend line moving up. Again, none of these charts are yet crossed over going up on the 2-day chart. They appear to be trying to do so. As soon as they do, we will have a confirmed up move, but we don't yet. And then what we will look for is for the 4-hour chart to back up a little bit and then continue that move, and then that might be a time for us to look at getting into an up move. We haven't had that happen yet. The 4-hour chart rather, crossed over going up back on the 17th, and then it backed up a little bit on the 19th, and then moved on up on the 22nd, Monday, and then down a little bit toward the end of the day. Overall, the Qs was up 0.74%, or about 0.75%. We have green derivative oscillators, and again, that is on the 4-hour chart. But again, that's the short chart. We go by the long chart to tell us what the market is actually doing. We want the big wave, not the small wave. But it does take a lot of small waves to make a big wave. That's what we're looking for. Now we're going to lastly look at gold. What has gold done? Well, gold crossed over between the 17th and the 19th, strong going up after what we call a doji on the 17th, where there was a lot of indecision. Gold spiked up when the Federal Reserve announced that it was going to hold off increasing interest rates, and even when it did, they would be slight increases. Gold liked that and spiked up, and then it has fallen off. In fact, gold was down 1.29% on the day, and we have a 2-day down candle, although that down candle falls well within the up candle back on the 2-day chart on the 19th. We are we have the ability at this point actually to start trying to draw a new trend line going up. It's difficult to draw one when you have a down candle the following day, but we'll make some effort since we did have a crossover on the MACD going up. We'll see where that leads us to. If we look at the 4-hour chart, you will see that it climbed to the high on gold on the morning of the 18th of June, and it has been holding a pattern. We talked about this actually on Monday, getting ready for Monday at the end of the week, about how gold had held a nice high pattern for 4 candles, and then what did it do? Exactly what we talked about. It rolled off and has moved down since then. Gold has not crossed going down yet on the 4-hour chart, but it looks like it's getting that way. The derivative oscillator also has fallen off. However, gold, because of the strong bump up back on the 19th, is in a confirmed up pattern on the MACD. We will just have to see on the 2-day chart. We'll just have to see where that takes us. Now remember, the markets are fluxing right now. We don't have a confirmed up pattern on anything but gold, and even gold doesn't seem to be wanting to hold that pattern, but we'll watch it. We'll wait for gold to roll off a little bit on this up move, and then if it turns back around on the 4-hour chart and crosses over going up, that is going to give us a good idea that we probably want to look for another move up in gold and to perhaps try to capture that. That's something for you to consider. When we start looking at our other charts, that is our IYY total market, the S&P 500 and the Qs, we want to wait for and see if we can't find a down pattern on the shorter chart and then reconfirmed with an up pattern on the big chart, so you might find a chance to jump into that. That is where we are at the end of the day on Monday, moving into Tuesday the 23rd. We appreciate you joining us here on chartingwealth.com. Please follow us on Facebook and Twitter. We love your comments, suggestions, and we also appreciate all of you who subscribe to our newsletter at chartingwealth.com. Let us hear from you, and please subscribe. Thanks so much for listening. Hope you have a great week investing.